hours of the regular show on terrestrial radio, and you wanted a little bit more, so that's why you found the Gun Talk After Show podcast, where we saved all the best things that we can't say on regular radio. Now here's Tom, Michelle, and Jim for the Gun Talk After Show.
It is the after show, getting together with a bunch of our crazy friends doing the same thing that we do normally when we're not here, which is kind of a sad thing when you think about it, Jim.
Do we do anything normally? You might want to rephrase that.
Normal is not a word that is often used to describe us, my friend.
Right, no doubt.
All right, Tom has joined us today. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom. Just call me not Michelle.
Yeah.
Not Michelle. That's right. Everybody calls us, hey, where's Michelle?
You're not Michelle. You're not Michelle. Right.
Like a record number of times today.
She actually had a real life today, so what can I tell you?
Yeah, well, she'll learn. She'll figure it out.
You know, and if she had been here, then we would have had at least one .327 Federal tossed into the four-gun challenge.
I want it in a revolver. I want it in a lever action.
And a shot shell. Yeah, we'll do that too. Okay. Jeez. All right, we got several people lined up, so we're going to go jump right to some calls right now. Let's see, we got Terry on line 3 out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Hey, Terry, 4 guns. What are you thinking here?
Ruger 1022.
Amen.
I like it.
Beretta 92 9mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
870 Super Mag, model 70, Winchester chambered in 308. Everything synthetic. The only thing would have some good glass on it would be the model 7. Everything else iron.
Yeah, that's very close to what I went with. I went with a 357 Magnum revolver, but yeah, I like the 1022. I like the 308, and certainly just a pump shotgun. Give me one, and I'm happy. So interesting choices there. You can do pretty much anything with that. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate the call, sir. Tell you what, let's do another one, and then we'll get you, because I know you guys have your thoughts on which way you'd go. Let's see, Raleigh's with us out of Fargo, North Dakota on 1. Hey, Raleigh.
Hello there. How are you today?
I am well. I know you've given this some thought, so what are you thinking here?
Okay. Gun number 1, I've got a custom-tuned and honed Model 18 Smith in a 22 long rifle. That is as nice and better action on it than any Colt Python or Diamondback I've ever seen.
Okay.
Gun number 2 is an HK300 in a 22 Magnum with Swarovski scope on it. Gun number 3 is a Remington 1100 lightweight 20 gauge Magnum, and I've got 2 short barrels with open chokes on them that have been modified to shoot 3-inch shells.
Okay.
And gun number 4 is a Remington 700 action custom build. Remington 700 long action custom build at 25-06. Has a 26-inch Brooks barrel, HS Precision ADL stock, Canjar set trigger on it, and a Swarovski TV4 TV series 4 to 16 by 50 with a TDS4 reticle that shoots way better than I could shoot.
I'm just going to say, you know what I think I'm really hearing about that 25-06 is that's the rifle that you pick up and you have absolute confidence in, isn't it?
Absolutely. At 300 yards, I can put 5 shot 50 centis to 300 yards, and I think somebody who really can shoot can probably do better than that. So, but
yeah,
I have a lot of confidence.
That. I had a rifle one time. I was telling somebody. I said, he said, "Well, why do you like that rifle?" I said, "Well, if you put your watch out at 300 yards, you're not going to get your watch back."
Yes, that's a pretty good feeling to have, isn't it? So.
Isn't it though? You say, and I told somebody, I said, what you want is a rifle where you just say, if I see it inside of reasonable range, in this case it'd be 300 to 400 yards. If I see it, I can hit it. Period. It's not like, well, I hope I can or I probably can. It's just, no, this is a foregone conclusion. It's like breathing. With this rifle, because I practice and I know when it's going to go off, if I see it and I can get any kind of a rest, I'm going to get it.
Right. And I certainly have that kind of confidence with that rifle when I shoot it, and I think someone who's really proficient in shooting could probably do better than I could. But
well,
like you said,
that's always the way, isn't it?
Exactly.
All right. Well, I like your choices, Raleigh. 25-06 is a good caliber, and I think it's still underappreciated. I like the 25s out there. That's a humdinger. Tell you what, we're going to take a 60-second break. We're going to come back. We've got some more people who have the 4-gun answers, and we'll be right back.
At Stag Arms, our firearms are built to exceed limitations and push boundaries. The Stag 10 and 10S from Stag Arms offer recreational and avid .308 shooters better accuracy and performance. Custom-designed forgings give the Stag 10 and 10S tighter tolerances and a modernized style, all while retaining the strength of mil-spec parts. Each model carries Stag Arms' transferable lifetime warranty and infinite shot barrel guarantee. Find out more at stagarms.com.
Smith & Wesson brings 10 years of development to your holster with the new enhanced M&P M2.0 semi-auto pistol. In 9, 40, and 45 with a crisp and lighter trigger pull, the M2.0 has aggressive texture for a great grip, extended stainless steel chassis for rigidity, and 4 palm swell grip inserts for a perfect fit. The remarkable M&P, even better in version 2.0. See it at smith-wesson.com.
All right, we're back with you. Tom Gresham here. It is the after show. Jim and Tom are with us, and we got people calling in. They're still doing the 4-gun challenge. Let's go to Thomas on line 2 out of Mount Vernon, Ohio. Hey, Thomas, you're on.
Hey, how you doing today, Tom?
Great.
Yeah, I got 4 guns. I like the Ruger 1022 for the cheap ammo and small game. Either iron sights or some sort of low power optic on it. My second would be a Benelli M4, really durable shotgun. I think that'd last for the next millennia. Good solid 12 gauge. You can choose slugs or double up buck. Very versatile. And my next 2 are going to be semi-automatic rifles. I like some sort of 308, maybe like a Daniel Defense 308 would be kind of nice, or one of them LaRue OBRs. And then some sort of hammer forged barrel AR-15 with some iron sights and a 4-power optic.
No handgun.
Well, I guess if you want to trade out a handgun, maybe an M&P 9mm. That's kind of my favorite. So I guess we could scrap the AR-15 through. Keep the 308.
If you got a 308, it's not the same, but you could make the argument that it'll do everything the 5.56 will do, right?
Yeah, it's just a little heavier. You've got a little more recoil, and of course you got to watch what's behind you when you're shooting even more, because it's going to go a little farther and hit a little harder.
Well, it's all about compromises when you start cutting down the numbers like this, isn't it?
It is. Compromise is sometimes it makes you sad, but I've thought about it, and everybody likes a pump shotgun, but I tell you what, them Benelli M4s, they take a beating, and you can run a lot of rounds through them.
No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I think that's some good choices. Way to go, Thomas. All right, thank you, sir. All right, we got to get Robert in here. He's been on hold for a little while here on 4 out of Tracy, California. Robert, give us the California version. I say that with tongue firmly in cheek of the 4-gun challenge.
I know what you mean. Because we're living the nightmare out here.
Hey, Robert, they're all going to be. They got to all be single shots, though.
No, sorry. I've got a Springfield XD in 45 ACP. My old model Ruger Vaquero in 45 long Colt that I have some really nice hot loads for. My Winchester Trapper in 45 long Colt, and my AR, and for a shotgun, my Van Comp Mossberg 590 in 12 gauge.
I think we ended up with 5 there, didn't we?
Oh, did we?
Slip one in on us.
Oh,
I like it, okay. Robert. That was great.
Well,
nice technique.
scratch the XD then. Well,
but because you might as well try for 5.
Might as well. I mean, but I've got some really nice hot loads for the Winchester and the Vaquero that'll take down anything I pointed at.
And a rifle, the 45 Colt is a heck of a deal. You put the right bullets in there, man, it'll shoot through a moose.
Well, I've got a 300 grain hollow point load that I use, and it's awesome. It'll put just on average, not armored 3/8 steel. It'll put 1/2-inch nipple or 1/4-inch nipples on the back of the steel.
Wow.
It's a fun load.
I'm really not kidding. If you use those hard cast bullets in a heavy loaded 45 Colt out of a rifle, getting the velocity, it will quite literally be a perfectly adequate 100-yard moose load. Shoot a critter that big.
Absolutely. And what I'm using is jacketed hollow points.
Mm-hmm.
And I can because it's an old model Vaquero, I can load that thing up pretty hot, and I can get just out of the Vaquero, I can get almost 1,300 feet per second with the 300 grainers.
Jeez.
It'll lift them out, and then my 255 grain semi-wad cutters are reaching about 1,100 feet per second.
Jeez.
Fun stuff, man. Well, it's a fun exercise, and Robert, you win because you just said, heck, I am not going to be constrained to 4. I'm just going to give you 5. And I think you probably would have just kept listening if I hadn't just jumped in there.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. But those are my favorite.
I like them. I think it's all good choices. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you playing. That was fun. Oh, guys, this was fun today, wasn't it? I mean, that's the whole exercise. It kind of just gets you thinking.
Oh, yeah. There's so many people that had great ideas that I wouldn't have thought of.
Well, same with me. There's things that are thrown out. I mean, I would never have thought of a 220 Swift, for instance. You're going, really? But to that guy, here's what's interesting. Couldn't you tell that everybody there had a lot more than 4 guns? This was really going to be a challenge.
Oh, sure.
To cut down. Well, and you say, okay, if everybody's cut down to 4 and they had to cut out a bunch, it's not picking the ones, it's picking which ones to get rid of.
Yeah, that would be interesting to say, what are the next 4 that you got rid of to get it down to 4?
Forgot to ask, is there a qualifier? Does it have to be 4 guns that you already own?
No.
Okay,
no.
Or just 4 guns that you would want. Okay.
That's why mine are a little weird.
So what would yours be, Jim?
Well, you're going to be sorry you asked. First of all, some seriousness for a moment, please. A Ruger Mark III pistol. Why, you may ask? Go ahead and ask why.
Why, Jim? Why?
Thank you for asking. Because I am dedicated to breaking people into the shooting sports. I am the self-proclaimed ambassador. And that's a great pistol. That, or it was a real toss-up between that and the M&P Smith 22.
Yeah, but I think maybe we're going to have to move you up to the Mark IV version of the Ruger because it's so much easier to take apart.
Yeah?
Basically the same pistol, but you can take it apart in like 3 seconds.
Really?
Yes. Okay. That's phenomenal.
All right, so there goes my choice.
Already we've sold another gun. Okay.
And then in second and third place, I can't really decide. I'm going to have to pick one. I'm going to have to flip a coin between the GT10 and GT20 just because they're cool. Mm-hmm. No other reason. They're just cool.
Mm-hmm. 10 millimeters. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A Mossberg pump just because I have them and they work and never had a problem with them.
Yes. Right.
And then my last pick, I wanted to go something real practical because you never know what kind of situation you're going to be in. Mm-hmm. So I chose a German MG42.
Well, practical.
Yeah.
Well, and we didn't say you had to own it, and we didn't put a price limit on it. So
right.
I don't know what a 42 is going for now. Probably in the $20,000.
Oh, at least,
range,
and probably $10, $5 to $10 a round, I'd bet.
Nah, they're not bad.
Not that bad? Well, then I guess I'll get one.
Hey, I'll take 2.
Yeah, such a deal. But I've shot one before, and they're cool. They're
have
just
you?
Yeah, I had a guy out here a couple years back. A guy brought one out, and it was just awesome. It was, German machine gun. If you're not familiar with it, anyone out there listening, It's got I can't remember if it's bipod or tripod setup. I think it's tripod. Heavy duty. And these guns shot so fast and so consistent so well, they had to swap barrels on them. So when you get an MG42, it comes with several extra barrels. And instead of letting the gun cool down, they just swap the barrels.
barrel.
Yeah. And they're just really cool.
The rate of fire was roughly twice that of the American machine gun. You're looking at 1,100 to 1,200 rounds per minute rate of fire on the 42. It's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, well, they claim that that's the gun that kept them in the war.
I don't know, but it is a really nice piece of German engineering. Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Tell you what, let's do this. Let's take another quick break here. 60 seconds, we'll be back, and then I want to talk to Tom about his choices. And then I want to talk a little bit about politics and also gun safety. So 60 seconds, we'll be right back.
Get the fastest semi-automatic trigger for your AR rifle with Franklin Armory's BFS trigger. The binary firing system offers a 3-position selector for binary, semi, and safe modes. In binary mode, your AR fires 1 round on pull and 1 round on release. Works in any AR, is easy to install, no paperwork needed. 100% U.S. made, patent pending. The BFS trigger from Franklin Armory. At a dealer near you or at franklinarmory.com.
Okay, back with you here now. Everybody else has had their say, Tom. I know you're new or newer to guns and shooting. So after all of this, do you have any thoughts of what you would pick for your 4?
Well, I think consistently we hear, there's a variety. Most people take a shotgun, a rifle, a handgun, and then usually just something that's fun. So for the shotgun, I'll go with what I have. I have a replica of a 1897 Winchester trench shotgun. It also happens to have the, whatever it is, 16 or 18-inch bayonet that goes on the end of it.
I like that.
Use that for birds, do you?
Really big birds. Right. Big, lazy birds.
Or slow birds.
Or if somebody else brings the marshmallows, you're going to be the guy of the hour right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Now, to put meat on the table, I'll use the Mauser 8mm. I still like that bolt action, and it's a really great gun. Self-defense, I have to go outside of anything I own right now and maybe go with a Kimber 1911, a 45.
Ooh, nice choice, yeah.
But then for the last one, I think I want something that's good for long-range shots, but that can also put a lot of shots downrange in a short period of time. I'm going with the RPK. That's a AK-47 with a really long barrel on it. It's got a little bipod on the end of it and kind of a club-shaped stock.
That's the second AK of the day.
That's interesting choices.
And it has never jammed on me.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, they just run. Well, I tell you, that 1897 pump, which is, those who don't know, it's a pump shotgun that has a hammer. How cool is that? That's a great choice. And those things just run forever, too, which is the lovely part about them. Also known as a trench gun. Good choices all across the board.
You had a star on your forehead there, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm liking this a lot. So how goes the experiment in I am now carrying all the time, Tom?
Oh, well, yeah. I chalked up another first a couple of weeks ago. I crossed the state line.
Dun, dun, dun.
Were you looking in the rearview mirror to see if they're going to chase you down?
No, I'd actually gotten quite comfortable by that time. It's not a big thing to me anymore.
It is interesting how that happens. And I think it's like somewhere between, like, I don't know, 6 and 12 weeks. You get to go, yeah, okay, I'm okay with this.
Have you got to where you forget you have it yet?
Yeah, I did.
Did you? Just don't realize it.
Yeah. But now the weather's getting warmer, and I can't wear sweatshirts or a jacket over it anymore now, so I got to really think about now dressing.
The challenge, yes. Now, and now we're thinking, okay, well, there's the squared off kind of shirt, kind of Hawaiian type shirt, but without the prints. You can do the wearing your shirt tail untucked. Of course, these days people wear all sorts of shirts untucked, and that works pretty well. So that's an option for you as well.
Sure.
Despite the drawbacks that we've been discussing, when it comes to summertime, I still go back to my smart carry. And it's just so easy to conceal. And it's a trade-off. Life's a trade-off. You trade off a little bit of safety and where that thing's pointing when you're sitting, etc. And I understand that. And I guess that's a risk I'm willing to take for the deep concealment aspect of it, because I wear shorts a lot.
Yeah.
And it's IWB, OWB definitely no. IWB sometimes works, but I've never had that fail me in a situation like, geez, I'm dressed in a certain way. It's real versatile for me, but not everybody's cup of tea, I realize.
Right. Smart carry being kind of a jockstrap or almost arrangement.
Yeah. Yeah. Sits right in front. We're not in the way of anything for sure. And and it's easy to get to, and you can't tell. It just doesn't print, and that's right. What I like about it.
I'll have to look into that.
Well, okay, it's just look up smartcarry.com on the web. You can see how it works and the whole deal.
It's Charlie's company,
pretty
right?
Interesting. Charlie Parrott's company.
Parrott,
exactly. So, it is certainly a good option, and it works for a lot of people. I think you have to generally. Most people would need to go to a smaller gun. I'm not saying anything about you personally there, Jim. I'm just saying. But, yeah, part of that is your body shape. We were talking about this the other day about body shapes and all. And I have very short inseam, short legs, but a long torso. Back when I would do stuff with my dad, we were doing TV. When we were standing, he was 2 inches taller than me. When we were sitting, I was 2 inches taller than him.
Wow. Yeah, it's weird to have a 31-inch inseam and be 6'7". That is kind of odd.
My wife and I have the same inseam.
Really?
And I am 3 or 4 inches taller than she is.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So, and I think that's part of the reason that the appendix carry and smart carry does not work for me.
That could be, yeah.
I just don't have any room.
I was so happy about dropping a couple inches off my waistband, and now I have to start buying bigger pants.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, you're right. So it's just, I'm down to 32. I'm down to 34. This is great. This is working. And now I got to go start buying bigger pants.
Welcome, Tom. Let me officially welcome you.
Welcome to the world. Yeah. You got to find the ones with the elastic in them. So
there you go.
Then you can still get the right number,
That's right.
Or if you'd really like to feel better, see if you can just find labels for the size you want and have those sewn into the size that you need.
Dropped 32 inches on my waist last week.
Oh, it's so true, though. Oh. But you guys like the story about the crazy empty case that got caught by the red dot sight that got flipped back into the guy's head?
Are you going to post that?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, we're going to have to put that video up and show that. That's amazing.
That happened. Well, that didn't happen to a friend of Jim and mine. Something similar. He was shooting steel targets, and he fired one round, and I felt something flick my shirt sleeve. And at the same time, our friend goes, "Ow!" And we turned and we looked at him, and he's got a little red dot right in the middle of his forehead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Ricochet. Well, I will also throw, how far away, because, now that brings up the subject of how far should you be from steel.
That was probably 60. We weren't even shooting steel.
Oh, yeah. He brought some steel targets.
Oh, is that what he was
just
just Todd, right? Yeah. Okay. He was a ways.
Okay.
Actually, I always figure about 15 yards is a minimum for a handgun. The other thing is the quality of the steel and the way it's set up. And if the steel, the top should be angled back toward the shooter so that when the bullet hits it, it bounces down into the dirt rather than bouncing straight back.
That makes total sense, yeah.
So if you get well-designed steel targets, that's the way they hang. So there's an angle so they kind of hit and not exactly ricochet, but they go down into the dirt as opposed to just bouncing straight back. The other thing is if you get somewhere and they have steel targets and they are pocked, like you've got little dimples in them, don't shoot them. They're unsafe. They should be thrown away or destroyed. But if they have any kind of holes, if the surface is not flat, that is an unsafe target, and it will throw all sorts of junk back at you.
So you can shoot them for a while, and at some point they've gone to meet their maker.
Well, no, what happens is that should never happen if you're shooting the right loads on good steel. But what happens is somebody takes a steel target and shoots it with rifle ammo too close.
Okay.
And now they're carving it up. Of course, that usually happens at public ranges where it's not their steel and they don't care. And now you get there and this thing looks like the craters of the moon on this thing, and it is absolutely unsafe to shoot.
So little dimples are fine. That's normal wear, but not
I
big
don't know.
moon craters.
Little dimples are not great.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're shooting steel and it's making dimples, something's wrong. You should be able to shoot steel continuously and never be able to tell it other than just having to repaint it.
Okay. That makes sense. Lead's softer than steel.
Lead's softer than steel. So if you're shooting it and it's making holes in it, there's something wrong. Either you've gotten some cheap steel on your target.
Right.
Or somebody's using some kind of steel core bullet, or they're shooting rifle ammo too close. And like with a 223, you need to be 100 yards away from the target just for protecting the steel, not for your safety, but just making sure that you don't screw up your steel.
Okay. See, we always learn something. Every Sunday we learn something, Tommy. Hey,
I'm reading this stuff on the internet as fast as I can, man.
Speaking of stories, we had a story today on the show that was very interesting to me.
Which was?
One of our callers hitting something at 500 yards with a 22-250.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It just seemed a little longer than I thought they were capable of, but...
Oh, no. That's very doable.
500 yards with a 22-250. Okay.
Yeah.
See?
Well, a 22-250, you're throwing a, depending on the bullet, 55-grain bullet out there at 3,800 feet per second. A little longer bullet, a little slower. But now it's just a case of knowing the drop and measuring the wind, but it certainly can do that. And, all you got to do is, on a prairie dog or a groundhog, if you hit them, you got them.
Right.
And so good shooters can absolutely do that. That's it's a long shot. Don't get me wrong. It's a long shot.
Yeah, it just sounded like a fish story to me, but I'm
No. Yeah, no, I've shot stuff with 22-50 out probably to 400 yards prairie dogs.
27,000 yards with a 22-50.
I wouldn't say I'd hit anything at 500 because I just don't know. But the thing is, you get out there on a good prairie dog shoot, you're shooting 500 to 1,000 of them a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's just way out there. And the thing is, you get the wind figured out, you get the drop figured out, and it's pretty amazing what you can do at range once you get it all figured out.
Is it hard to stack all those on top of the truck, though, when you leave and tie them down?
You just make little prairie dog sandwiches and just eat them on the spot. They're good to go. For those who don't know, we don't do that because sometimes they carry plague.
Plague? Okay, I thought maybe rabies. But
plague,
okay.
The plague, yes. We don't pick them up. You just leave them there. The hawks will eat them. The coyotes will eat them. They return to the ecosystem. It's nothing gets wasted.
And the plague doesn't transfer to the hawks and eagles and stuff?
Evidently not. I don't know what that deal is.
It's kind of like
no complaints from them.
It's kind of like possum. The rabies rate in possums is extremely low, and they can eat animals with it, and they don't get it. Isn't that weird? Today on Possum Facts. Yeah.
Possum Talk. Welcome to Possum Talk.
Oh, possum. Okay.
All right, so I'll give away a joke that we actually running on the blooper reel of one of our shows. We got from David Workman, not the writer, but this is the guy at Proper Clothing.
Okay.
Says, why can't you hear a pterodactyl urinate?
Why?
Because the P is silent.
Oh, boy.
God, I haven't been in third grade in a long time.
That's sad.
It's terrible.
Somebody said, that's a dad joke. Dad, that's dumb.
Yeah. But at least you can tell it in public.
Well, yeah.
Kind of.
Of course, it only works if somebody knows how to spell.
Pterodactyl, right.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's okay.
Okay,
right.
No problem. All right, I'm going to go out there and find 4 guns that I really, really like. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say, okay, you guys will be the last ones.
It's just you and me, man.
I don't believe you.
You're on your own.
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't think you're going to limit yourself to 4 guns, Tom. I'm just saying.
Well, 4 guns a day.
4 guns today, 4 guns tomorrow.
Okay.
That's right.
By the end of the year, you might be caught up to your arsenal. Nah.
Okay, I'm going to cut down. I'm only going to wear 4 guns at a time.
On the right side.
On the right side, because then you get lopsided, you have to go to the left side. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I was actually playing with carrying 2 guns the other day. What was I had in a sticky holster? I stuck a Glock 42. Mm-hmm. And just stuck it in basically a back pants pocket, and it worked just fine.
Now the 42 is the 380, right?
That's the 380.
I always confuse the numbers in Glock. I don't know why. I can't.
40. I know. It was the same with me. 43 is the 9, and the 42 is the 380. And, of course, if you went to a Ruger LCP, it's even smaller, which is a lot easier to carry, that kind of deep concealment. But just kind of for a fun, hey, I think I will do this for a little while. And then I was reminded why I don't generally do that, because you start carrying multiple guns, that's a lot of weight to be dragging around.
Yep.
And if you thought one was uncomfortable, wait till you start carrying multiples.
Bet your chiropractor loves you.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with a shoulder strap arrangement with a clip on the shoulder strap, and I'm going to clip it onto the trigger guard and just let the thing swing freely.
Like a lanyard.
Yeah, it'd be kind of a lanyard kind of a thing. That's a form of open carry.
That sure beats the flashbang visual.
Yeah, I gave up on that one. just didn't work for me. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I get it. To each their own, though.
Yeah, that's right. It's not wrong. It's just different.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So your job this week is to have nightmares about cutting back to 4 guns. No. All right, guys. All right. We'll see you next week.
We're out of here.
Thanks, Tom.
Bye.
Well, that wraps up another Gun Talk After Show. But if you want even more gun-related stuff, don't forget to check out GunDealio. It's the app for Apple and Android phones that connects you to all the Gun Talk shows, plus even more. And we'll catch you next time for the Gun Talk After Show.